Welcome to How Preschool Teachers Do It.
I'm Cynthia.
I'm Alison.
And we have a combined 55 years of experience working with children, families, and experts in early education.
We are not random influencers.
No, we are not. Whether you are new or have been our podcast peeps since 2018, we are thrilled you found us. Hey, preschool peeps.
Hi, peeps.
Welcome back to another social emotional episode. I don't know what we plan our topics ahead of time, and it wasn't until last week that we realized every topic this month has to do with emotions. Maybe
really
next
does.
week we're doing a rewind. Here in the United States, it's Memorial Day. So I think
one.
no, I think we just find a nuts and bolts episode and reset.
Or a funny one.
Oh, maybe a funny one.
Maybe a funny one.
Well,
Yeah.
you're going to have to come back to figure out what the rewind is next week because we're not telling you. We haven't even figured it out yet, apparently.
We're not telling you because we don't know.
We honestly don't know what we're
doing
rewinding.
As soon as we click end here.
Yeah.
And it'll take us probably an hour.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I might leave here still not having a full decision.
It
That's
could
what
happen.
happened last time.
It could happen.
Okay.
But we're going to try.
We take this seriously here on How Preschool Teachers Do It.
We decided this morning to do the rewind. I don't know what you're asking.
I decided last night, but I was like, I'll just tell her about that when I see
Yeah.
her tomorrow. I'm not going to write that in the schedule.
You know, this is us.
I don't want to startle her when I say no. We're doing a rewind.
I know. I would have been like, why?
Why? She would have fought me just because I decided it on my own.
No, I don't do that.
No, she doesn't.
Gosh, bad reputation.
No.
I feel like we have to do what we say, and it's a
I
holiday
think we
next
have
week,
to
and
do
so
what we say.
And
Yes.
let's face it, y'all are not going to work probably in the United States on that day. Other
Not on that
countries,
day.
maybe.
Yeah.
If you are in another country and you don't celebrate Memorial Day on Monday, listen to the rewind or watch the rewind, and then come back and pick another episode, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not like we don't have 300 something episodes.
Yeah,
out there.
there's like so little to choose from. I mean,
It's not like we haven't been doing this for 100 years. Okay, folks. So let's start out like we have been starting out.
shout
But
out some
wait,
folks.
before you
Oh,
shout
what?
out,
Okay.
I want to make sure to say that if you go to YouTube and you like and subscribe, which would be so awesome, but you will also find in our video a QR code that takes you to links to,
Oh, yeah.
to our work, to my work, to all sorts of things. So please go and scan that QR code.
yeah, good stuff there. It's
Yeah.
up there. See, I'm not blocking it today.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why.
I don't know. Anyway,
It's just working out that way.
it is
maybe.
working out.
All right. Ready to shout?
I am ready to shout out.
We are shouting out the people of Singapore today. Hello, everybody in Singapore. And we are shouting out Bentonville, Arkansas.
Thank you for listening.
Yes.
Please do keep listening, even through the rewind next week,
Yes.
even if you have to go back to it.
Yeah.
We'll try and pick a good one. And then we will be back with brand new episodes in the beginning of June.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's June.
We will be back.
We will be back, but wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time we think, come on, how many more topics could there be? There are more topics like today's, which Alison, you found this one, right?
I found this one. Actually, it was referenced in like an episode a while ago. And you put me on this task of like, hey, listen to that episode so we know what that means. And just last week I was like, oh, hey, I listened to that episode. It was like 40 episodes ago. But you can go back and listen to it. I don't even know what to talk
Which episode was it?
It's episode 343. It was like about sensory issues.
Okay. That's where we first referenced this topic, right?
And this is just me being forgetful. Because every time I come here, she'd be like, did you watch that episode? I'm like, no. No. And then finally, Christmas break, I'm like, I have time to do this.
And you blame me. It's
No, it's definitely me. I'm
Okay.
a forgetful person. I will forget everything. Okay.
same.
Yeah. All right. So
we're here today to talk about loneliness.
loneliness in children.
Which can be caused by things that are within our control and are not within our control.
Yes.
And we need to recognize this event, good, bad, or indifferent, could be causing loneliness. And we need to
Right.
address it because what loneliness does to the human being and to their body and all
Right,
that.
because
So-
from what I've researched, it has long-term effects into adulthood, which seems to be a theme for us in January.
Yeah.
Not
January, it's
it's
May.
January now. In May, sorry, I'm going backwards.
In May.
It seems to be a theme of like what happens to us in childhood affects us long term, right? So the common causes, according to, I want to give these people credit because it seems like a very good website, which is the Mental Health America. So they put out is your child lonely? And this is a guide for parents. And it says common causes of loneliness are moving to a new neighborhood, changing schools, divorce, an older sibling leaving home, for more teenager or older kids being single, while your friends have boyfriends, having a fight with your friend, being bullied, or having a death in your family can all
causes internal loneliness.
Internal loneliness.
You know,
yes.
I'm going to add one.
Yes.
I also firmly believe that when the adults constantly have their faces in technology, that causes childhood loneliness. And if you're wondering, can that be true?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, go to YouTube. There's a fantastic video it's a 7-year-old named Molly Wright. It's a TED Talk. Yeah. And she talks about the importance of connection. When we are looking at our screens, when we are, and you're doing things like, I know you are, making your shopping list on your phone, answering texts, looking things up, maybe doom scrolling, I don't know. But when we do that, we are not attending to the child, and that can cause them to feel lonely.
Right. I think it's a problem, and that's part of it, is just being present with your child. So like when it could be like, if you could be in the same room and not be present.
That's very true.
That's with the whole screen thing, but it also could sometimes be like you're working a lot and you're not present, and that we can't always help.
We can't help. That's
so like, but I think like once you do reconnect, and you are in the same room, you can't be on your screen. You have to be present with them.
Yeah, I mean, stop. Let's not hand them screens to keep them entertained when we are with them.
Right.
Instead, we need to connect. Connection matters.
Yeah.
To children.
Yeah.
And even things like, you get transferred in your job and now you have to move, and that's also, it's beyond your control, really.
Yes.
But just know it's going to probably cause loneliness.
It is.
Because they don't know the other children. They have to figure their way into the social group.
Right.
And that's, as someone with experience when I was a child, that's really hard.
Right. And I was just going to say, I think our parents' generation had this like, oh, kids are resilient. They'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be
we'll
fine.
Move. It'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
Yeah. And that's not true. So I think if you're going into a move, like transferring for work or whatever, you have to think of these things ahead of time. I think, and start having conversations before the move and also after the move, and watching for signs of loneliness.
If at all possible, wouldn't it be nice if you're going to move somewhere and you're going to enroll your child in a school to contact the school ahead of time and say, listen, here's where we're moving to. We're going to be enrolling our child. Yes. Can my child come and visit your school?
Yeah.
And that's at any age. Can my child come and visit and see the other children?
Yes.
Because we want our child to feel as comfortable as possible in a really uncomfortable situation.
Right. And I think exploring that town as a family before you move
there. If you can. I mean, not everybody can. It's far.
If you can, to try to get them maybe a little something to look forward to, so maybe the loneliness won't be as hard hit.
Yeah, maybe.
But
I don't know.
You got to try. You got to try. It might work, it might not. But you got to try.
I also think about how many times I know where we live, there's decisions made by people on high about redistricting school districts, and now you're going to switch schools, and you're going to be with a whole bunch of people you don't know, and they already have established groups, unfortunately, our child care is closing, and now you have to go somewhere else.
Yep.
I think we have to recognize that this is not just a logistical challenge. No. It's also an emotional challenge for the children. It causes loneliness.
Yeah.
And it may be the best decision in the world to go and get a divorce. And in many cases it is.
It is, yes.
People who cannot live together, and it's not always good for the children to stay together because there are children. And the divorce may be the best thing in the whole world, and then for you, and then we have to recognize that for the child it may be good for them, but right now they're feeling a little lonely.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know that we always, I think you're right. I think past generations have thought children are so resilient, they'll be fine. And some of that has seeped through to our generation where we think they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
They won't know. It's just a new house. But it's not. It's bigger than that.
They can be better than fine.
Right. And I think sometimes adults just want, what's that word? Where they want everything to just be happy, and they're sugarcoating things maybe a little bit. I don't know if that's the right word, but they're like, they don't want to think about like how
it can be hard.
Yeah, how it can be hard. And they'll say, "Oh, but you're going to have a bigger house or a bigger yard or you'll have two houses now and two holidays instead of one when it's divorce. I think they put the spin on it, but that's not really what matters, I think, to the children. Like, that's not...
You know, when children are very young, they can't look at you and say, this is stressing me out.
Right.
I don't like this. They can't even at certain ages look at you and say, I don't like this. I think we have to go into these situations knowing that there can be impact. And so we're going to handle this very delicately. And we're going to try and do this as much as we can as a unit, because otherwise it causes emotional issues for the children. And that's not, I'm sure, anybody's aim.
No.
Right? So think about that. There was another one on the list. Oh, I wanted to talk about, it said when an older sibling moves out. And I have experience with that. You know why?
Yeah.
I have a sister who is 15 years younger than me.
My sister's 10 years older than me.
And I moved out when she was still an early learner.
My sister moved out when I was 8 or 9. And because she, at that point, was 18, 19. So she had gone. And all of a sudden I was like, well, where is she?
Yeah, my sister talks about how sad she was.
Yeah.
And I told her one time, my husband and I, when I think we were engaged, we decided to go on a trip together, and she didn't want me to go. And she was very, very sad and didn't want me to go. I mentioned it to her recently.
Yeah.
And I said, I remember how sad you were. You didn't want me to go. And she's like, well, you were my people.
Yeah.
And she felt very alone when we left.
Yeah.
So I think it's important. It's not, childhood is like, let me give you the social emotional tools you need. It shouldn't be about, I'm going to toughen you up and do this without regard for your emotions. There's a difference between
how we grew up.
Yeah,
like,
we're going to toughen you up. Yeah,
it's fine. If you're not tough, how will you survive life? Kind of thing.
The question is, what was the definition of tough?
Correct.
Tough was ignore how you feel.
Yes. Suck it up.
You're going to be fine.
Yep.
You're going to be fine.
Yep. Walk it off. Suck it up.
Tough.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not okay.
Yeah, it's not okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
And we have to sit with children and say, I know that this may be hard. I mean, we'll talk about it. I'm here for you. Yeah. Younger children who can't say, yeah, this is really hard. You can just look at them and say, how do you feel? How does your body feel? How do you feel about this?
Yeah.
What do you feel in your body? Are you okay? Can I give you a hug?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I even do you want a hug? Can take children miles in their recognizing that you care about how they feel. Yeah. So this loneliness that we're talking about, I know you had more information.
I have more info. Yeah. Here are the signs.
The signs.
It says younger children may create those imaginary friends that I think sometimes adults are like, oh, it's so cute. He has an imaginary friend. Well, really, it could be a sign that they are lonely.
It could also just be their imagination.
It could just be their imagination,
like...
but also, maybe if you just moved and all of a sudden there's imaginary friends.
I used to wish I had a twin. That wasn't necessarily loneliness. That was just, I thought it was cool to have twins. Cool. So it's not everything applies to every child. Right, so as we say these things, you have to think about, would this apply to my child?
Yeah.
Or the child I'm working with.
Seem clingy or want to play with you more than they did before.
See, that's interesting. Are you being bullied? Are you sad in school? Why do you want to play with me more?
Right. Seek your attention by misbehaving or acting silly. Mm-hmm. They might interrupt you more than they used to. Mm-hmm. They act timid or unsure, and they are just overall not themselves. And they cry more often than other children their age.
So I think we have to think about, are you, what is the reason you're doing this? Are you seeking attention? Like maybe they're seeking attention because they're lonely. Yeah. Right? Yeah. This whole thing about when children seek attention, adults being somehow upset or offended by that. If they're seeking attention, they need attention.
They need attention.
And they need it for a reason. Our job is to figure out what's the reason. Yeah. The reason could be other things, but it could also be loneliness.
Yes, that is true.
Right?
Yeah.
I think we have to avoid assuming every child is lonely.
That's true too.
But we also have to educate. If you're a professional, to say to families, there are certain things or behaviors your children may exhibit if they're feeling a little lonely. And so we need to know about it, because if your child is feeling like they're having a hard time getting into the groups here, like people aren't paying attention to them, like they need something and nobody's responding, they could be feeling lonely. Loneliness is not only for adults.
No, I think that's where, like, this is like our parent generation. I think they thought like, oh, kids aren't lonely. They can't feel that emotion. It's a complicated emotion, but that's not true.
They can feel lonely.
They can feel lonely. And there's also like, if you ignore that the child's lonely, there's long-term effects of it. And I have those here, which is increased levels of cortisol, which we've talked about here. That's your stress hormone.
Yeah, it's not good for you.
It's not good to have those increased levels of the stress hormone.
Consistently increased cortisol can cause or could be a contributing factor to heart disease, diabetes, all sorts of things.
Yeah, all sorts of things. Less sleep, which can cause health impacts right there. A negative impact on physical health. These people usually smoke more or are obese or are doing things to calm their bodies. Like, people eat because it's comforting to them, or they smoke to release the anxiety. They have unexplained aches, pains, or headaches. They don't take care of themselves. They have poor self-care, so they don't necessarily even take care of their own hygiene or their diet. They are more likely to use drugs, have depression, have anxiety, have a negative outlook on life.
The list goes on and on.
A greater risk of suicide.
The list just goes on and on.
Yeah, so if you ignore childhood loneliness, the effects are long-term that go into adulthood. They could last decades.
I think about times, and so many of us have had those times when we were growing up where maybe you were the child who wasn't as popular, maybe picked on, or bullied. And when we think about the emotions that causes, we often go to sadness. Yes. We don't necessarily go to loneliness.
Yeah.
Like, I feel lonely. I feel alone. And you can be in a room with 150 people and feel lonely.
Feel alone. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You can be in a room with one other person or 1,000 other people and feel alone.
Still feel lonely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We all need to feel seen, and we all need to feel valued. Mm-hmm. And, when you're looking at a screen, you're not seeing me.
Right. And
when you don't pay attention to my cues of what I need, you're not seeing me.
Not seeing me.
And I'm going to go back to the whole, folks, you can't spoil a child. You can spoil milk. You can spoil yogurt. You can spoil meat.
Yeah.
If you leave it on your counter too long.
Right.
And maybe actually spoiling a child is leaving them on the counter too long without paying attention to them.
Yeah.
Leaving them out there without, you're going to ruin,
you're not paying attention. That's
spoiling. Oh, we've defined it wrong. I've decided.
We have. Spoiling
is more like, I haven't done the right things by you. It's like you take milk out, you leave it on the counter. I haven't done the right thing by you.
You've ignored the milk. Like you did not take care of what the milk needs. The milk needs refrigeration, right?
Right.
So
So the child needs your understanding, attention, your assistance in learning about this new place, or seeing that they're not alone, or figuring out how to get into a group, or defending them against bullying, or whatever it is. Yeah. They need your assistance, and if we don't give them that, then we are causing damage.
Yes.
So that is actually, we need to do an episode about what define spoiling.
I will write it down.
Let's talk more about that in the future, maybe. If we can come up with enough material about it.
Which I don't know, because we shouldn't, but I'll write it down.
Let's see what we can find. We're going to do some research.
Put it on my list on my
take a
phone
note. Take a note.
Erase this.
Because I think we've defined it incorrectly. And that's my big epiphany for today. That's it. That was all the brain cells being used on that.
What episode
Sometimes I use up all the brain cells on one idea and then I'm done for the day. Let's face it.
And honestly, we are done for the day because we're getting hungry.
We are getting hungry.
You can always tell.
We are getting hungry.
Because we're like, our brain cells are gone.
That's for sure.
Yes.
So next week, it being Memorial Day in the United States, we are, and recognizing that a lot of you are not on your way to work listening next week, we are going to put a rewind episode that you can go back to anytime. But I do hope you'll tune in if you are not celebrating Memorial Day or commemorating is more the word.
Maybe you're driving somewhere on Memorial Day and you need something to listen to. There you are. You can
or you're busy on Memorial Day, go back to it during the week when you go back to work.
Yeah.
We're going to try and pick out a really good rewind for you.
Yeah.
And we did see in our statistics, we did rewinds over the winter break, and they were,
listened. Yes.
People listened, people came to see what we were rewinding. So please do come to see what we're rewinding. Yeah. And in fact, on our Spaces by Wix app. If you go to Spaces by Wix in your app store, you can find us in there.
Yeah.
And I release the videos of our episodes usually ahead of time.
Yeah.
It's like people who subscribe to the app, and it doesn't cost anything, by the way, but people who have the app for this podcast will be able to listen and see episodes ahead of time a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're not going to put the rewind on there. You got to come here. We're not going to do it. But we will be back with a brand new episode in June, and we will continue to do these episodes. So we will catch you then, folks. We're going to go eat.
Yeah, we're going to go eat.
We're definitely going to figure out lunch.
Yes.
And we'll catch you next time on the podcast.
Bye, peeps.